Okay, so we are now doing a follow-up on something we talked about, wow, maybe 3 months ago, Tristan?
Yeah,
I feel like this
something
one,
like that.
from a few episodes back, yeah, we're talking about Akira getting, it's specifically the Akira Live Action Movie, getting a live action release date, even though it's already a live action movie, but also a live action. It wasn't in VR, it wasn't in animated form. It's getting a live action release date. And so not only, because you and I, Tristan, were talking about the fact that the movie was being filmed in California. We didn't know if director Taika Waititi was still part of this. I think that was up in the air, I thought. But still, we were talking about where it was being filmed. And because they were scouting locations, they were trying to film in California because I believe it was specifically some California council was just like, hey, we have to inform the public that this is happening, and that's how we learned about it.
Right.
So, let me see. It was some California, the California Film Commission, that's what it was. And yes, they revealed this in April, so it wasn't that long ago, but it felt like it was, man, the months are going by so short and yet so fast. They're taking so long and yet going by so fast. Because it's only happened in April, which is weird, because we're in, I'm thinking about it. Like, wait, no, we're in May. Shit. So it was a few months back. Anyway, so, this is coming out May 21st, 2021. Tristan, what are your thoughts? Because you know Waititi from him from Ragnarok. I don't know if you saw Ragnarok, but he directed Ragnarok. He was also in Endgame. That's kind of a funny guy. And I've seen some of his work on What We Do in the Shadows, not the U.S. version, but I think it was the New Zealand version. So I am very interested in seeing where this is going to go because apparently he has a huge love of the manga. So I don't think he's going to just take it and just put a bunch of funny quips in it like some people are thinking, but I just don't know. So, Tristan, what are your thoughts on this?
No, I mean, I feel like if, the director is a fan of something, anything, they're going to try and put the effort into it to make it a good adaptation. When we were talking about this last time, I was interested in seeing how it was going to go. It definitely feels like something that can be made into live action and it doesn't feel like too much of a huge stretch. Like, I think the only thing to me that would have been like, oh, that might be a little difficult was psychic powers. But I think we even touched on that last time too. But yeah, 2021, that seems, I mean, granted it's 2 years away now, but like yeah. But it seems pretty
close.
Close, yeah, exactly. Wow. Yeah, it seems soon to be like, yeah, this is a thing. Oh, wow, it's a thing? Okay, and it's happening now. Wait, now? Now. What?
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is, too? I think that, again, it's just like they're just announcing it because it's like, all right, look, the California Film Commission already had to announce it, so if they've announced it, and, they're not starting the hype train necessarily, they haven't put out a trailer of any type yet.
Yeah,
they're just saying, hey, this is coming out in a little under 2 years, but I think it's because they're already started filming, and like you said, Tristan, there isn't going to be a lot of special effects compared to something like another Warner Brothers film, technically under Legendary, but still somewhat tied to Warner Brothers, like Godzilla, either the original, not original, but the 2014 one, or King of the Monsters, like two different types of movies. And they don't have to film in some crazy location like I assume that they did, or at least in a, no, I'm pretty sure they went on some location for Kong Skull Island. Like, I don't think it was all green screened. So when it comes to those movies, there's obviously so much work put into it in terms of special effects that there's a reason why some of those, it's not every 2 years or something like that. It's like every 3 years or even 4 years. It takes a bit. In this case, I'm not saying that there's not going to be a lot of work special effects-wise because, again, just changing things like day to night or just keeping things consistent in other ways, there's a lot of weird special effects that we never even know about in films. It's very interesting.
Right.
Like there was one scene, I think, in one film where it was like they were showing us, just like it was a behind-the-scenes thing, how one scene went to another. And it wasn't like the Mad Max thing where it was like it was all fake night in the newest Fury Road, which was interesting. But it wasn't that. It was another film where it was like it was just a normal, somewhat sunny day-ish. And they took that and they turned it into winter with snow coming down.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, what? And I was like, yeah. And the way and that's just, they needed to film that exterior, so they made up an exterior.
Right.
And I was sitting there and I was like, oh, what? Like that's special effect. That wasn't put on like, that wasn't like a crazy monster's face, or that wasn't explosions, or it wasn't a backflip like with trying to erase the wires or something like that in a superhero movie. No, it was just a random scene in a film that was changed to their liking, that if you didn't tell me it was fake, I never would have noticed.
Right.
So when it comes to this film, I think they're just sitting there and they're like, well, yeah, because we're not getting to the big stuff yet. I think this is going to be a two-parter from what I remember hearing. So because it's going to be a two-parter, we're not getting into the crazy end game stuff with like Tetsuo Akira, Tetsuo, blah, 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 where it's like a giant blob. We're not getting there yet. So that might take 3 years, a bit of a gap,
Right.
But in this case, when it comes to it being mostly on motorcycles, a lot of, you need tanks and stuff like that, which again, that is work, but it's not a crazy amount of work that it might take that long. I mean, look, for all we know, maybe like 6 months before the movie's supposed to come out, or like 7 months, they're like, hey, we're pushing it back another 6 months. Maybe. Right? But still, I think they just needed to announce this. It was smart for them to, and I'm excited to see it, because I think that, like you said, of course, if Waititi is really such a big fan of this, I think he's going to do it justice. Now, I don't think it's going to be a 1-to-1 adaptation, of course. I mean, it's happening in quote unquote New Manhattan.
Yeah, right.
But
so, obviously, some changes.
Yeah, I was hoping it would be like a new LA, because even though there obviously are Asian people in New York, like no shit, but there is an extremely large Asian population in LA as well, and they're fucking filming in California anyway.
Yeah.
So I just don't know why they wouldn't just do it in like a new LA or new California or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping the cast, like Waititi originally wanted, I'm hoping the cast is still going to be primarily Asian, irregardless of where they pretend to set it. It's just like you filmed in Cali anyway. You might as well have it be in Cali. I mean, I assume the post-nuclear holocaust, even though it's not really supposed to be, but the idea is that it's supposed to be, the post-nuclear atomic blast, everything's going to be dark anyway, so they might be able to be like, hey, we can fucking pretend to set this anywhere. As long as they make it dark in post, or they film at night. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just more expensive to film in New York. I mean, they're in California, so that's still expensive to film, but maybe it's more expensive to film in New York, understandably so. So they just thought, screw it, let's film there instead. I don't know. I just hope that irregardless, like I said earlier, we have a decent amount of Asian actors in the movie, because well, there are some movies that I don't, like some anime adaptations, I don't think every character has to be Asian. But in this case, it's just like just give someone a shot, because you have this talk in Hollywood, oh, well, there aren't enough Asian leading men or leading women. Well, if you never give someone a shot, then yes, you're not going to have enough.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So I hope that Warner Brothers understands that. I'm wondering if was it Ken Sugimura who is in he's in Godzilla King of the Monsters, the original, I think he was saying original, the 2014 Godzilla.
Yeah.
Is that his name? The actor's name, Ken Sugimura? Let me see. I'm only asking because I'm wondering if Warner Brothers has already hired him, like they hire him for everything. Fucking in Detective Pikachu. I'm wondering if, as they're filming Godzilla King of the Monsters and Detective Pikachu, hey, let's just film all of your scenes in this too, because he could be the general.
Right. No, it's Ken Watanabe.
Oh wow, okay. Who is Ken Sugimura? I'm about to find out.
Sugimori.
Oh, actually, Ken Sugimori is actually a Japanese video game designer, illustrator, manga artist, and director. And he's most famous for being the character designer and art director for the Pokemon franchise. I don't know. Also, wow, he apparently did art direction for Pulse Man. All right. I don't know why. I don't know why Sugimori came into my head, but all right. That's interesting.
I mean, because we just saw Watanabe in Detective Pikachu, so.
But maybe Sugimori. Yes, maybe Sugimori was actually credited on screen or something. It just seeped into my mind. I'm assuming. I don't know. It's just kind of funny. That's such a weird.
Right.
I just love how it was a slip, but somehow still on brand and on topic.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so with Watanabe, I'm wondering if they just filmed his scenes. Like, we're just going to film your scenes several years in advance or several months in advance.
Several years in advance.
We'll just pop you in when we need your character to be in the shot. We'll just film him in front of a green screen. No, but Tristan, though, I am curious though. Do you think they would hire him to be the general? Because I'm wondering who they would get to be the general if we are going for Asian actors. Like, I hope they don't. I don't know. I'm just hoping that they actually do have a primarily Asian cast.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I could see him as the military commander, possibly.
Yeah, because I don't think they'd go for someone that large. Because in the anime, he was like, or manga anime, he was like, I don't say comically large, but like pro wrestler large.
Yeah, no, he was definitely a buff guy.
Oh, if they get a Japanese pro wrestler, holy shit.
That would actually be pretty dope.
Oh, that would be amazing. Anyway, but still, no, I can't wait to see what comes from this movie because, look, does everything need a live-action adaptation? No, but I will also say something, too, that we should acknowledge as well. While I love the anime adaptation of Akira, that's the only one. The one movie. Out of a manga that I'm pretty sure is like 9 to 13 volumes.
Yeah.
I think it was made 6 in omnibus format, I believe. But still, like, it's still very large is the point, like the entire story. So it's only been adapted once. So if we're never going to get an anime adaptation again, it's not like it's anime movie only. Because it's a bit different than the Aladdin thing, where like Aladdin, it was like, but that was a good animated movie. It was made just as that movie. Yes, it's adapted from different tales and stuff like that, but still it was made into that one movie. So why do we need a live-action adaptation of Aladdin? I'm not saying you could never do it, but why do we need it? In this case, though, it's like, hey, you can have, even though it's not going to be a direct one, because, again, it's happening in, quote-unquote, New Manhattan, seemingly, but still, why not have this adaptation when the only adaptation we've had from the manga is the anime, which happened 30 years ago, over 30 years ago.
Right.
Man, doesn't it look good?
Yeah, it does, though.
Fucking, yeah, no, it stands up. Jeez, it's so good. Sorry, we're gushing over the animation. Oh, anyway, but still, yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I hope it turns out better than some people are saying. But, I mean, we'll have to find out. And what I want to find out is what you guys think about it down below. So do you have faith in this? Do you not have faith in this? Are you happy that we're getting this movie in less than 2 years? Or are you not? Tell us what you think about all of this stuff down in the comment section down below.